Welcome to r/I do work here, lady, where we share stories about employees that are mistaken for customers. And for today, we have 4 fantastic stories. So subscribe, hit the like button, and here we go. The first story is, I do work here. Go wash dishes. I managed 3 restaurants. I started as a dishwasher and worked my way up the totem pole. The owner recently retired and just pays the bills. The rest of operations is on me. I joke around and say the chain of command is God, the owner, me, and then there's everyone else. A year or 2 ago, a new shift manager had been hired, and when you run 3 restaurants, it's impossible to immediately meet every employee. But anyway, I was in one of the restaurants sitting at my favorite booth, and I heard the new manager Dummy talking rather loudly. He was standing next to a server trying to take an order. Now, this server has a slight learning disability, but is highly functional. DA was standing there in front of the customer, saying things like, "You have to be patient. She's slow. I'm helping her as much as I can. Oh, look at you. Your uniform is a mess. You need help." He was talking about her apron. "You could get caught and hurt yourself. We don't want you to do that, would we?" Berating her when she asked a customer to repeat their order. I leaned out of the booth I was sitting in and looked at Mary, the server. She saw me and I put a finger to my lips to signal her not to say anything. Mary gave a slight nod indicating she saw me. I got out of my booth and walked around into the kitchen. The cooks and dishwashers said, "Hello, Mr. H. Decided to pay us a visit?" "Not right now." Tony knew by me just saying that something was wrong, because we usually exchange banter between each other. "Tony, do me a favor. Tell DA there's a phone call in the office, and tell Mary her order is up." I walked into the office, sat down, and waited. DA came into the office, and I saw Mary, told her I need to talk to her next and to sit in the break room. DA looked at me in my street clothes and said, "Look, payday is until Monday. No advances." "I'm not here for my paycheck." "Oh, you must be here for stock," DA said. "No, I'm not here for stock either," I said. "Then why the F are you in here if you don't work here?" DA huffed. "Oh, I work here all right. I'm your manager. I answer only to the owner." The penny dropped. "Oh, hi, Mr. H. It's a pleasure." "Close the door now," I interrupted. "I heard what you were saying and seen what you're doing to Mary. You call yourself a manager? How the heck did you get this job?" DA said, "Well, Mary is a sweetheart who doesn't deserve to be treated like that. Yes, she has a slight problem, but she's one of the best employees and has more heart than you ever will. I'm gonna give you 3 options. 1, I fire you. 2, you quit. 3, you take a demotion. It's your choice." DA said, "How do I know you really work here?" I picked up the phone and made a call to the owner. "Yeah, hey, how are you?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Look, could you tell DA who works for you? He doesn't seem to believe me." "Yeah, I know. Have a great day." I handed the phone to DA and watched as the color drained from his face. He handed the phone back to me. "Now, about those 3 options. Choose now or I will decide for you." "I'll take the demotion," he said in a low voice. "Good choice. Grab an apron and get on dish tank." "Dishes? You're making me a dishwasher?" "Yeah, I am. Do you honestly think I would put you in a position over others? If you work hard enough, I might make you a busboy." DA stormed out of the office and headed to the dish tank. The dishwashers who were back there were brutal. They considered DA as a new hire. I started as a dishwasher, and when I started, I got the worst jobs. DA was back washing dishes and tried giving them orders. "Okay, boss, we got it." And the snickering began. "What? You believed me? We have more seniority. Now go get the garbage can and clean the filters in the dish tank." I heard Mike, a dishwasher. I called Mary and said, "Mary, are you okay, honey?" And that's when the dam broke. Mary broke down sobbing. "He does that to me all the time. He said if I told anyone, no one would believe me because I am No, you're not. Don't let anyone tell you that you're different. And don't ever let anyone make you feel less of a human. You are just as needed as everyone else. We're all your friends here and we love you, okay?" A slight smile came to her face as she looked at me, nodding her head yes. "Alrighty, now go clean yourself up. Your mascara is running all over. Then go get your stuff and clock out." "Am I being fired? Did I do something wrong, Mr. H?" "No, Mary, you just had a rough day. You'll be paid for a full day's work, and I want you here tomorrow. And until your father comes to pick you up, sit back and listen. You might like what you hear. Now go wash your face, okay?" Mary went to clean herself up and returned to the office. We sat and talked, then heard a loud crash of dishes. "Watch this, Mary." I yelled from the office, "That's coming out of your paycheck." And I heard more dishes crashing and heard DA screaming, "F you, F these dishes, F you guys, F this restaurant, F everyone. I quit this BS job. Kiss my A, every single one of you." I looked at Mary and said, "I don't think he'll be back. He seems a bit upset. Or is it just me?" Mary's dad arrived. I told him the situation and I expected to see her tomorrow. She's a very good hard worker. I don't want to lose her. And Mary go home, relax, and think about DA all sweaty, dirty, wearing an apron, washing dishes, and laugh, and remember you're needed here. Now show up tomorrow or I'll come and get you. And if a manager gives you a hard time, you call me. Mary left with a smile. And as I left, I walked past the dish tank, and the dishwashers were sweeping up the broken dishes and laughing hysterically. I don't know what happened to DA and don't care. The second story is, girls can't work in automotive. Hey all, this happened a while back, and I wanted to share a quick tale. I'm gonna try and remember the details to the best of my ability. I also feel bad for the nice Karens of the world, so this story is about Chad or Phil or whatever. It was a nice summer day, probably mid-Saturday afternoon. Everyone was out and about, but no place was particularly busy. I wanted to run a couple errands and needed to get wiper blades and probably some windshield washer fluid. I haven't studied cars, so I never really know what I'm doing. I'm a guy. I work a desk job all day and play video games all night. My skill set is very specific and finite. However, it's easy enough to follow instructions and Google what part will fit a given make or model. Plus, they have those books or screens all over the store to help you find what's right for your car. I walk into a basic auto parts chain, and an employee helps point me in the right direction. She looks about my age. We're both in our mid-20s. I thank her and I'm able to find what I need fairly quickly. As I go up to the register, she checks me out. While she's scanning my items, the phone rings a couple times. SL equals smart lady who actually works here. Me equals me. C equals muffled customer over the phone. Smart lady. Hello, XXX store. This is ZZZ. Can I help you? Customer. Muffled sounds I sadly can't make out. Smart lady. Yes, I work here. Customer. More muffled garbage. Smart lady. Sure, just a moment. Puts customer on hold. Smart lady. Sighs audibly, obviously annoyed. Me. Oh no, what happened? Smart lady. Anytime someone asks to speak to a guy, we just put them on hold and never pick back up. Me. Wait, what? I genuinely didn't understand that someone wouldn't want to talk about cars with a female. Apparently because they think a guy would obviously know more. Clearly, I live in an ignorant bubble where I think everyone is nice and has the best intentions. Smart lady. Yeah, you'd be surprised by how many guys don't want to talk to me because I'm a girl. So he'll be on hold for a while. Me. How long have you been working here? Smart lady. About 5 years. Me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Smart lady. It's alright, none of the guys working here are gonna pick up the phone to help, so it's all his problem. As I'm on my way out, I can hear the phone ringing again. Shaking my head. At least your coworkers have her back. The third story is, now I don't even want a job anymore. I originally posted this on r/IDOWorkHereLady, but I think that this is a better fit. I used to work for a temporary to hire labor company. They would text me my job assignment to various locations around the city. I received a text the night before and I agreed to go. The next morning I was there a half hour early. I drove into the apartment complex and parked roughly 100 yards or 91 meters from the front gate. I ate my breakfast and prepared for work. I walked to the front gate, where the leasing office was, and I knocked on the door. It was open, so I walked in. An elderly European lady approached me and asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm with X company, and I was requested as a porter to help with the property grounds." Angrily, she replied, "Why are you in this office?" I responded, "Because I always come to the leasing office to find the crew boss." She said, "I don't know anything about you or your company. This is the first I've heard about it." And again she asked me, "Why are you in this office?" I had enough of her SH, and I said, "Because I'm an idiot and decided to come to the office to report to work." I walked out and waited outside for the crew boss, while she threatened to call the police. I thought F it and decided to leave. I walked into the gates to get my car, and she followed me while screaming, "You're trespassing! I'm calling the police!" I screamed back, "I'm getting my car, lady!" She screamed, "You don't have a car!" I answered as I pointed, "It's right there." I kept walking, and I noticed some dudes in maintenance uniforms chatting by their vehicles. I figured a fight was about to happen, but I was no F's given because my car was on their property and I wasn't leaving without it. They let me pass as this lady was screaming about how she was going to call the cops. When I unlocked my vehicle and started the engine, all I heard were crickets. That goofy clown had nothing to say. As I drove out, my car was flanked by her and my would-be coworkers. I looked her in the eye and flipped her the bird. Again, I was prepared to get jumped. She said, "Get out of here," and I drove off. I called the temp agency when I got home, and they offered to dispatch me to a new location. I ate a breakfast burrito and got drunk instead. The last story is, new hire tries to chew me out. I'm their boss. So I've been working as a gymnastics coach for a few years and worked my way up to an assistant director. We have 3 gyms in my town. One has been there for decades, another opened right before I was hired, and I became the assistant director of the boys program at the newest gym. One of my days off, I got a call from the boys director at the original location, where I've never coached because I started at the second location. He asked me to cover his shift because one of the snot goblins got him sick, so I agreed to cover his shift. I always show up a couple of hours early to get in some training and a workout of my own. So I made my way there and began to work out on the rings. I was 19 at the time this happened, so I can understand NH, new hire, confusing me for a random kid playing around on the rings, because that's essentially what I was. I was also wearing some shorts and a t-shirt, so I wouldn't get my coaching attire all sweaty. I had my headphones in while working, and after I landed my dismount, I felt a hand on my shoulder. Me, hello? Can I help you with something? New hire, you cannot be out on the floor. You need to stop playing on the rings and go wait in the lobby until your class begins. Me, oh sorry, New hire, I don't want to hear your excuses. Get off the floor right now. Me, okay, first off, you do not talk to new hire. I said now. Do you want me to call your parents and have them pick you up? At this point, I'm very frustrated. Not because of the disrespect I'm being shown, but because this coach thinks it's okay to talk to a student like this. I do have to deal with kids playing around before class, but not this way. We're a family-owned company that has churned out a couple of Olympians. We follow very strict rules on how to talk to kids and parents. As I was about to tear into them for this, I had an idea. Me, okay, I'll get off the floor and wait until I need to be out here. New hire, good, don't ever do this again. I walked off the floor, as I was already about done, and went into the break room around the corner to change and clock in to set up for classes. The rest of the boys' coaches were in there waiting for me to get them together for a daily meeting. I've met them all from competitions between our gyms and was good friends with them. I threw on my director's shirt and said, "Come with me, you guys are gonna enjoy this." We all walked over to the coaches hub for our program to begin our meeting. When new hire saw me in my uniform, I could hear his heart drop out of his A and hit the floor. Me, hello new hire, is it okay for me to be out on the floor now? New hire, oh, I'm sorry. Me, no, it's okay, I don't have a problem with what you did. Kids can get hurt on the equipment very easily while unsupervised. However, the way you did it is unacceptable. I'm gonna need you to stay after to have a meeting with gym manager and owner. The rest of the coaches were all about to explode with laughter. We had our meeting and had a successful day of coaching the kiddos. After the last class, I pulled new hire aside and told him that it's okay and I'm not going to bring this up to his boss and the owner, but that he needs to treat our customers with respect. He's a good guy and a good coach now that he's been with us for a while. I still tease him when I see him at competitions. Thank you for listening. Bye.